Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of our first coding project. So carrying on from yesterday, let me just run this so you guys can see. Server, great. So yesterday we used CSS Grid to kind of just get a basic layout for our portfolio site. The idea is going to be quite simple, really. We're going to have a nav bar, a hero image. It's going to showcase four kind of projects that we haven't done yet, but we will do. And then, of course, our footer at the bottom. And this can have things like contact information, links to social media and TikTok, for example. Great. Good. As I stressed yesterday, these aren't the colours. It's just so I can see what's going on with each individual div in the grid. The goal today is to kind of make it responsive. We're going to look at Mozilla Developer Tools, and kind of obviously we don't want it to look like this when it's kind of on like a mobile or a tablet, right? So that's kind of where we're working with, what we're working with today. Then tomorrow we're going to start adding content, looking at color theory, and just generally seeing what we're trying to achieve with the website, right? So let's come back into VS Code. Okay, so we're not going to touch any HTML today. We're going straight into CSS. Okay. Now, yesterday, as I said, we used grid as our container, and then specified how we wanted to lay everything out. Okay. What we're going to do today is we're going to add our first media query. Okay. So a media query, as far as I understand it, is it helps us make the website responsive. So what we're going to say is at media, and then in brackets we'll put max width, and we'll kind of, what should we say? I mean, we can change this, obviously. We'll say 550 pixels, okay? For now, but obviously if it looks crap, we can change this. So what we're saying is we want the visuals of the website to behave a different way under 550 pixels, okay? Once it gets past 550, it can go back to the layout we specified originally, okay? So we're going to call this container again, okay, which contains all our divs, and it's this container that has the display grid and controls the position of where all the divs go. Okay, so we've got this grid container. We need to specify, well, we need to re-specify what we want to happen with the columns and the rows, okay? So if we're looking on mobile or kind of a tablet kind of thing, we just want one column, right? We want to take the initial layout, we want to make it all one column, and you can kind of scroll each section, okay? So we're going to have one column, and the rows this time we are going to have header, hero, 4 projects, and a footer. So we're going to have 7. Okay, so we can do, again, we want the nav to be quite small, because it's kind of a one-page site. I mean, we will have some sort of navigation if the user doesn't want to scroll, but it doesn't need to be massive. Then we've got a hero, which ought to be quite big, and we've got project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, and again our footer again can be, it doesn't have to be too big. I just plan to have like an email contact and links to social media kind of pages at the bottom of the site. Okay, so within this media query, we don't want that there. We've now redefined the grids, the grid with its column and rows. If the user's kind of looking at the website on a screen less than 550 pixels, okay? So that's a good start, but we also, let me come up and show you guys. You can watch the video from yesterday if you want. So this is what we did with our grid. We use grid template areas to specify exactly where we want things. Obviously, as we've changed the columns and the rows, we now need to change the grid template areas. Okay, so we're gonna grid template areas. Okay, and no, I don't want none. Okay, and then we're going to redefine it. So this time, when we're under 550 pixels, we just want one column. So you can scroll, right? So we're going to have a nav. We are going to have our hero, project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, and we want our footer as well. Okay. Okay, and then at the end we want to finish it with our semicolon. So what we've done, again, we've basically said if the width of the screen is 550 pixels or less, we want to change how our grid is working. Okay, so we've redefined the columns, the rows, and where each div. So again, if you kind of remember from yesterday, our whole HTML kind of index HTML is just divs contained in a container div. Okay, so we want to specify or reassign where the divs go. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come out now and we're going to test our website. Okay, we're going to test the responsiveness and we're going to see how it goes. So that's great. Looks as how it should. This is what we did yesterday. So if we right click or press Q, we can go into inspect, right? And this is using Mozilla Developer Tools. And then at the bottom, we have this sort of like a mobile tablet picture, okay? Lovely. So as we can see, we've already, as the screen's gone to less than 550 pixels, we've already changed how the site looks, yeah? We're sort of one column and everything's stacked on top of each other, okay? Cool thing on the left, we can test it with different things. So we've got the Galaxy stuff, iPad, great. So, and again, so as the iPad's a bit bigger, you can see we've kind of gone back to our original layout, right? It's not too bad. I think the projects are kind of too big and too long. Okay, let me come back. Let's come back. Okay, so so we specified our projects here, and it was our third row. Okay. Yeah, because we want the columns to be the same size. So that's our third row. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. So let's try 0.75. Okay, let's see if that looks a bit better. Okay, let's come back to our developer tools. That looks a little better, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, hero image is quite big. Could probably bring that down as well, I should imagine. But yeah, so is it here? No, actually, I don't know. I'm undecided on that one. We can always change it, of course. So obviously on the bigger screen, we've gone back to our original layout. If we come down to, I don't know, the iPhone SE, we can see now that, again, all our content has followed the media query and is now stacked on top of each other. Okay, cool. So that's kind of it for today, guys. Oh no, got to push it to GitHub, of course. So let's get that done. So we want to git add. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, let's see. I don't really know what's going on there. So why would that be happening? Okay. I need to figure that out, obviously, guys. I will push it to GitHub as soon as I do have a chance. Interesting. Oh, okay. I wonder what that was. Okay. So git commit -m media queries added for responsive. Yes. Okay. So it's committed. Don't really know what this is about. Okay. And then git push origin main. And hopefully, oh yeah. Okay, okay. Cool. Okay. So that's all now pushed to GitHub as well. Tomorrow we're gonna start kind of looking at the design aspect, start actually adding content. We'll go from there, guys. All right. So thanks very much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.